as well as Ennis and Ortiz. So listen, even that fight's not necessarily completely dead, but obviously Jaron's got to make a fast decision about what weight he's going to give and if he'll vacate the belt, and I'm not sure he's going to do that. So we'll have to see what happens, but last minute change for it to be at 147. We received an offer about 3 days ago for the fight at 147. Not from us, not us trying to get the fight at 147. That is how it was written in the offer to us. We took it back to Jaron. Obviously that's fine with us. We went back to them and say, yes, we'll accept, but are you sure this is at 47? They went away, they came back and they said, no, we've spoken to Golden Boy, sorry, it would be at 154, you've got to vacate your title. Okay, well, this is a big decision, we're going to have to go back. This was about 24, 48 hours ago. On Thanksgiving, we were asked to make a decision, and the answer was, I just don't know. I'm not ready to make a decision if I'm going to vacate my belt. And that's it. And that's all it is. So if we've got time to make a decision, maybe he does it. But if it's to make a decision tonight or tomorrow, I'm not sure he will. If he moves to 54, he'll 100% fight Virgil Ortiz. If he doesn't, he'll unify at 147. And that's over to him. What we did was receive an offer about 3 days ago. So all this stuff from, we've been in the go, we haven't. We received an offer to do the fight at 47. We accepted, we went back, we checked. We were then told it was 54. And we said, okay, well, we've got to talk as a team to decide if we're going to go to 54. But what you're not going to see is him go to 54 and not fight Virgil Ortiz. I promise you that.
Right. So now, as you heard, Eddie Hearn is now saying that Jaron Boots Ennis was aware that they was having talks with Virgil Ortiz Jr. Now, keep in mind, Jaron Boots Ennis, he said this, that he was unaware that they was having any kind of negotiations with Virgil Ortiz Jr. Well, Eddie Hearn is now saying there was no negotiations, but they was having conversations, and Jaron Ennis agreed to the fight because there was miscommunication, because the contract that was sent to them to fight Virgil Ortiz said at 147 3 days ago, 72 hours, okay? And then they sent back a contract saying that they agreed to it, but are they sure that they sent it knowing that it was at 147 and that Virgil and his team said, oh, we made a mistake, it's going to be at 154. So Boots agreed to the fight, to have the fight at 147. But then when they came back and said it got to be at 154, and now the IBF, International Boxing Federation, Mr. Darryl Peoples and his team have to make a decision, he'll be stripped of his title. Well, that's not true either, because the IBF stated that Jaron Ennis would be allowed to go ahead because he just satisfied his mandatory and Karen Chugajin, and now he'll have a voluntary defense. He'll be able to fight Virgil Ortiz at 154 and come back down to 147. So this is not making sense at all, okay? And it doesn't make sense that Virgil Ortiz and his team would make the mistake of saying at 147 when they knew they can't make 147. And for Boots to say that he didn't know anything about negotiations, well, you knew they was having talks, and according to Eddie Hearn, they brought this to you, and you agreed to fight Virgil Ortiz February. But Boots saying he was unaware of all of this, and now Eddie Hearn is saying, but they brought this back to Boots, and Boots has to make a decision because he'll have to vacate his IBF title, which is not true, because the IBF is saying that he wouldn't have to vacate. He could have a voluntary defense against Virgil Ortiz, but he'll have to come back down and defend it, but he just satisfied his mandatory. So this is all a bunch of confusion. And now Eddie Hearn is saying he got to make a decision quickly. Obviously, because the fight will be February, he got to make a decision quickly, and Turki Al-Sheikh wants to announce this card for February, and he got to have solidified fights on it. So now he's saying that Boots got to make a decision whether he's going to stay at 47 or 48. Well, that's what Boots said. He'll make a decision soon enough if he's going to stay at 47 or move to 54, right? But he don't have to vacate his IBF title. He can fight Virgil Ortiz at 154, defend his title, and still come back down and keep his title, win, lose, or draw. Just like you get ready to have Lamont Roach do against Tank Davis. Hector Garcia did the same thing. So he could go fight Virgil Ortiz at 54 and come back down and still be the champion, win, lose, or draw. So this is not making sense at all. And it seems like Boots and Eddie Hearn are not on the same page. But Boots said he was unaware. Eddie Hearn saying they took this to Boots, and Boots agreed to it, and then they sent it back to Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy. Which one is it? Because now it's becoming wordplay. Well, there wasn't negotiations, but you had talks. Same thing. You didn't get into the deep details of the actual negotiations, but you had conversations and you agreed to a fight. That's the most important part. Who's going to walk first? Who's going to walk second? What ring size is going to be? What gloves are going to be mandatory? That's all secondary. So it's all wordplay. This is confusion at its highest. And the only person that's being hurt here is Boots. And then he says that Boots, if he don't fight Virgil, he'll be in a unification. Against who? Brian Norman got a fight coming up. Mario Barrios you negotiating Conor Benn to fight Mario Barrios next. And Stanionis got a fight with Gaiasov coming up. So who's he unifying the belts against next? Make this all make sense. If he don't fight Virgil Ortiz, he's not unifying the belts in his next fight. What are we talking about here? So let's see how this unfolds and plays out, man. But that's all I got for y'all. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. I'm gone. Peace.